enough is enough already. How much talent can one organization possess? I am tired of seeing the Boston Red Sox roll out one major prospect after the other. So as such, I'm going to point out the flaws with Rafael Devers, aka the next Red Sox to emerge, and then I'm going to let Prospect Jesus try to defend his hometown system. Now, while
Okay.
the numbers may look encouraging, he's only progressed to high A ball to this point, which makes you wonder why have the Sox been so cautiously patient with him to this point? He played a full season at A ball, then he played a full season at high A. There was no jump to double A yet, so makes you wonder, is this something we don't know? He's shown decent pop. He's homered 11 times each of the last 2 years, but is there room to think that he's really a thumper, or is he kind of, in that teen range as far as power potential? He stole just 13 bases in 268 combined games prior to the 18 he swiped in just 128 games last year. So where did all that speed come from? Is this just an aberration, or is this something, a newfound skill in his tool bag? While the average looks good to this point at 293 as a career minor league hitter, and while he doesn't strike out at a tremendous rate either, he also doesn't draw a ton of walks. So how good is that plate discipline? How good is Devers really? I want you to tell me, Mr. Boston.
Well, sure. And I think the thing that you're throwing out there when you're talking about, the full season at high A, which was an aggressive assignment, season at A ball, rookie level. He was 19 last year. He just turned 20 at the end of October. He was 18 in his full A season, and he was 17 as a rookie in rookie ball. He had some growing pains in the first 2 months. And as I said, he was a 19-year-old in a pitching league, and was probably the third or fourth wheel on that Salem team. He had Moncada in his lineup. He had Benintendi in the lineup. He also had Mauricio Dubon, who had an excellent breakout season in Salem and then in Double-A before he was moved for Tyler Thornburg. But if you isolate his season after June 1st, the other guys moved on. He became the guy in the middle of the lineup. He settled in a little bit, as I said, what's called growing pains. From there until the end of the season, he slashed 332, 372, 522 with 8 homers. I don't think he's ever going to be an on-base machine. He's certainly more of a bat-to-ball contact guy, but he's always going to hit for a high average. He does have pop in the bat. I think he's probably more of a 5 or a 6 hitter than a 3 hitter, but I think he's relatively safe. He's a hit tool guy. He's not that different from Nomar Mazara. He's just not as athletic as Mazara is. You can see he's got a little bit of a soft, bad body, but he has improved in a lot of different areas of his game, including his play at third base. I think he ends up sticking there long term. He's an interesting one. He's not all that far away from the major leagues when you consider he's only 20 years old. He should see Double-A this year, and I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up having a cup of coffee in Boston sometime in September, especially if Pablo Sandoval doesn't end up sticking. But with Sandoval, only with a couple of years left on that, I think 2 or 3 years left in that contract now, Devers could be the guy, ready, waiting in the wings when he's 21, could be up in Boston playing a full-time role. He's certainly a top 25 hitting prospect. I don't think there's too many people that are going to doubt that. But if he can improve his on-base skills a little bit and, continue to progress with the power, like I said, he's only 19 years old. The sky could be the limit. I'll usually cap him probably as like a 280 hitter, 25 home runs, and probably hitting in 5th or 6th in the lineup. I don't think he's a 3 or a 4 kind of a bat, as some people have put him.
So is it fair to say that his progression kind of paved the way for Moncada to be expendable as a trade chip? If you're going to get
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I think that, coupled with the fact that Pablo has really put in the work this year, he showed up to camp with, down 40, 50 pounds, as we had seen the updates throughout the offseason. He was able to keep it off all the way to spring training. We'll see if he continues to work like that. I think that they have the bridge for the next couple of years until Devers is ready to come up and play a full-time role.
All right. Well, you got it from the hometown reporting of Prospect Jesus, a.k.a. Red Sox reporter, Mr. Ralph Lifshitz. Rafael Devers, the name you need to know in your dynasty leagues, probably get him in a fair offer. I think he's owned probably 90% of leagues, depending on how deep you go. But it's somebody you should be looking to target before he makes what Ralph predicts will be a continued ascension to the AA ranks in 2017.